And this was the third of Donald Trump's really shocking New Year's tweets, and this was just one of my favourites. I will be announcing the most dishonest and corrupt media awards of the year. On Monday at 5 o'clock, subjects will cover dishonesty and bad reporting in various categories from the fake news media. Stay tuned. Oh my god, I cannot fucking wait to see this. This is going to be so fucking funny, I don't even know what I'm going to fucking do. I mean, the media reaction to this is going to be so fucking brilliant. They're going to sit there and do as The Guardian have been doing and claim, what are you talking about? There is no biased liberal media. It's not true, says the fucking Guardian, which if you were to look at, say, a YouGov poll, which is the British papers, The Guardian is the most left-wing paper in the country, at least as perceived by the general public. They are the farthest left, so that they would have the audacity to sit there and go, well, there isn't liberal media bias. What are you talking about? It just blows my mind. Honestly, the balls on The Guardian to sit there and be the farthest left news outlet in the entire country, promoters of socialism, feminism, Black Lives Matter, every fucking left-wing cause you can imagine, and for them to turn around and say, you know what, we're not biased. I mean, they end it with, the media hasn't grown more liberal. In fact, it wasn't all that liberal to begin with. That's just another of Trump's lies. What has changed is the public perception around it and how effectively Trump has exploited negative opinion and animosity towards an unpopular monolith to obfuscate truth and aid his own rise. Media spin, liberal or otherwise, is and never was the problem. It's how we were all spun for fools by him. Are you even fucking listening to yourself? Do you think there wasn't a problem with the media before Trump came along? Do you think there wasn't a fucking massive problem with biased media? And don't get me wrong, the right is no less biased, but you guys are just as biased, but you fucking deny it. Even the Washington Post thinks that the media has a distinct left-wing bias. And so when the New York Times has to apologise and rededicate themselves to honest journalism for misleading the American public about who is likely to win the presidential election, yeah, it kind of looks that there might be a fucking media bias, you fucking hacks. There are dozens of articles like this where they'll tell you there really was a liberal media bubble, because you guys totally were in a bubble. Which is why so many of you broke down in tears when Trump won. You had no idea what was coming. And it's probably something to do with that back in 2013, only 7% of reporters identified as Republicans, whereas 28% identified as Democrats. Give them their credit though, half of them back then said that they were independent. And let's just assume that that's correct. Let's assume that half of the media, half of journalists, are actually politically independent, which I don't really believe, but there's still a 4-to-1 bias in favour of Democrats over Republicans in the United States, isn't there? And then you can go to any biased site like the Daily Wire, which I don't think anyone's going to say are not a biased site in favour of the right wing, and they 7 CNN tweets that show that they're the Clinton News Network. And then you can go to the Huffington Post, which is an insanely far left site. Money Talks, why CNN wants you to believe that Hillary Clinton won the Democratic debate. Amazing. You're being called out on all sides. It's basically just the corporatist media, really. But it's very much biased, and it's very much biased against Donald Trump, and it does seem to be biased towards the political left and not the political right. That's all we're fucking saying. And yes, WikiLeaks did not help your case. We got to see the left-wing journalists from places like CNN emailing the Hillary campaign and trying to help her out. We see what you said. And yes, most of Donald Trump's media coverage has been fucking negative, with a Pew poll, among many others, saying that Trump's media was 3 times more negative than for Obama, with just 5 fucking % of it being positive. I mean, if anyone had a fucking genuine right to do a fake news awards for the media because of their coverage of him, it's Donald Trump. So I tell you what, I am really fucking looking forward to this, because the media can go and get fucked.